Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's go to the Nogauteng High Court in the Senzo Mewa deletion trial, where guys, cross-examination is proceeding, and not Mr. Mnisi taking to the floor and making a bit of clarification regarding what? Regarding the communication between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5, he says that he doesn't have that statement or the document that suggests such, and therefore he would request the state if they could provide that statement. I was a little bit shocked to hear Mr. Baloy getting up and say, we are also trying to establish the facts of that very conversation between Kelly Khumalo and accused number 5. I was like, wait a minute, but this is what Stein said as a fact. And then Mr. Gininda was like, oh, I know what statement you're talking about. It's there. And the judge asked where. In the docket, he says. And I'm thinking, but the defense supposed to have the docket and the content of the docket. How come they did not find it or see it? That was quite interesting. But anyways, we are going to hear from Advocate Baloy this particular statement, if it does exist or it doesn't exist. It was also quite funny for me to hear Brigadier Gininda trying to explain away what eyewitnesses said about the gun or the description of the gun. Remember, the eyewitnesses said the gun had a wheel in the middle, which indicates that it was a revolver. However, it turns out Longa Twala, Tumelo Madlala, and Kelly Khumalo, they were quite specific that it was a .38 special or a 38 special revolver that they had seen from one of the intruders. But Gininda was trying to downplay it and said, hey, listen, even though they may have said this, but they are not licensed, they would not know anything about guns. Just like Tumelo Madlala, when he testified in this court, he said he is no gun expert, so he just saw a gun with a wheel. And so that shows that indeed he is not licensed, he has no idea or experience about guns. And I was like, that is so patronizing to the court. You are there to patronize the court, not to assist the court in coming to a conclusion as to what really happened. But I could see in Rata's eyes that he's like, what does this guy think we are here? Because the statement that Tumelo Madlala initially, on the 27th of October 2014, he's the one who said it was a 38 special. So just because there are statements that were taken over the years, where he now moving away from being specific about the type of gun, which now is beginning to, make some kind of sense. Just like pointing out, you will be taken to a landfill and they'll say, okay, what do you see there? And then you're going to say, oh, I'm seeing there a truck and I'm seeing there a guy standing there probably doing number 1. And that's how it sounds like to me, that over the years since the statements that kept changing, they probably advised Tumelo, hey, listen, you are going to get yourself caught and the person that you try to cover up for caught if you are not going to change and say you know nothing about guns. Because remember, Tumelo Madlala was quite adamant on the stand that he knows nothing about a revolver, how it looks like, a 9mm, how it looks like. And then Gininda, kind of like closes it with the projectile that was found at the scene, which we still believe a plantation happened there. A plantation happened there. Somebody said come with a projectile of a gun somewhere in SAP 13 store of a person that's already serving what do you call this, a sentence, a lengthy sentence for that projectile. Bring it over together with the gun, find everything. That's how it sounds like to me that Brigadier Gininda has brought to court. Now, the other thing that was quite interesting for me is the expression. Sometimes how we express ourselves either through a very, very angry text where maybe, let's say, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife cheated on you, or maybe they're not treating you well, and then you write very angry text to your friend, to your brother or sister, and you mention the word, I will delete him. I'm telling you I'm going to delete him. But it's just an expression, not that you mean you're going to delete the person. And then when I'm listening closely, and reading between the lines, regarding the conversation that Kelly Khumalo had with her sister Zandile Khumalo, it sounds as if she was painting Senzo Meyiwa to be a bitterizer type of situation. Maybe she was getting bitterization here and there, or maybe he was not being faithful to her as Kelly Khumalo by going back to his wife. I feel like maybe Kelly Khumalo felt that when Senzo goes to his wife, she may have felt like he was cheating on her. And as a result of that, she wrote those angry texts to her sister. But to me, it sounds like he was bitterizing her one way or the other. Now she's regretting. But then again, you have to think about it in terms of karma. You go and you take another woman's husband, another child's father, and you bring him home to your mother's house, breaking every cultural law there is. And then you think you are going to be at peace with that relationship? No wonder you're going now around accusing Senzo's mother of being umthakathi. Because she was protecting the marriage of her son to his wife, Mandisa. But you did not like that. You did not like that. You didn't like the fact that she was talking about her son in radio stations and you're saying she wants to be famous ngegama lakho njani. I don't know. Sometimes I don't get it. But the point that I'm also trying to make here is that it sounds like memes should not be passed around, because someday that meme might be used against you in the court of law. Secondly, when you write that angry text, that means nothing. And then the investigating officer will make an inference that you mean to commission or conspire to delete that person, when it's just an expression. There's a difference between things being literal and when things are figurative. This is a figure of speech when I say I'm going to delete him. Not that you're going to delete the person for real. It just, I was like, this is very interesting. But I must say also that today, I think maybe because it is Wednesday, which we will consider Monday, it's a little bit mundane what's going on. Even on Ramosipili's side, I'm a little bored. I don't want to lie. I'm a little bored. And what's making it worse is that Gininda, instead of answering the questions, he wants to expand. And when he expands, he whines and goes downhill, uphill, and then he meanders. And he is so annoying. I don't want to lie. He is so annoying. Why don't you just say one thing in one sentence or one paragraph and then stop and then listen to the next question? I think he's trying really, really hard to convince the court this cookerization to be true. I don't think Rata believes this anymore. I am looking at him. I am looking at Rata right, and my senses are saying he does not believe in this. Maybe before he did, but now he's like, no. It's not happening. So it was also quite interesting when they were talking about the stolen cell phone. Judge Rata wanted to know if that stolen cell phone was taken from the house, from inside the house. It was quite interesting how Gininda failed to explain the Mluleki Tower and the so-called stolen cell phone, and him connecting the dots to say, no, indeed there was intruders. He is finding it extremely difficult to explain that, because the question is, what happened to that cell phone from there? What happened to it? Because Pinky said the tower, Mluleki Towers, covers a lot of places. I even saw somebody in the comment section, they say they live in Spruit View, but sometimes their network picks up from Luleki Street or that area. So now, why is he saying that it's a runaway phone when the possibility of Mluleki Tower, that cell phone picked it up? He's failing to actually to explain that. He even went as far as just shutting down Mr. Ramusipili by saying that he's not a tower expert. But you're the one who made that inference and put two and two together and said, I'm changing my mind that there were no intruders to now there were intruders because of the stolen cell phone. Where did it end up? Where did that cell phone end up? It was not switched off. It was always on. You know why it was always on? Because it's on the pictures of Musia's pictures. You know the photo album, the one that he only presented 8, when in fact there were 33 photos. One of the 33 photos, he was hiding the cell phone that was stolen. If you remember very well, guys, there was a cell phone that was presented, but the second cell phone that belonged to Kelly Khumalo was nowhere to be found, only to be seen in the 33 photos that he was concealing, allegedly. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts as to what happened in the first part of today's Senzo Mewa deletion trial. However, though, I am a little bit concerned about Mr. Mnisi not reporting to Rata regarding the outcome of the applications of accused number 3 and accused number 5, just to report back that, hey, listen, there was a success and there was also a failure. Now this court is going to continue without any disturbances coming from accused number 3, unless accused number 5 decides to appeal the judgment of yesterday. But I think Rata is aware, and probably he was waiting for Mr. Mnisi to say something, because, hey, the last thing we want is Rata ranting away, honestly. But other than that, guys, let's see each other a little bit later, because they're about to come back from the short adjournment, and I don't want to miss it if I'm bored. Other than that, guys, please do not leave this video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And if you like our family, you will come with your 2 IQs together, rub them, and also spark your own opinion, because here we are no experts, but we do have a brain, and I believe you do too. So let's see each other a bit later. Click the bell notification. Thank you so much for watching the ads as well, guys. See you next time. Bye.